Have you ever wondered why some courses seem to just blow up and do really well while others flop? You might think that it's the content inside the course, when the reality is it's usually not. The truth is what I'm about to teach you. The difference between courses that sell like crazy and those that don't are simple psychology principles. It's really not so much about what you teach, so much as how you connect with your students. So today I'm going to share with you the psychological secrets that help courses sell like crazy and how to use them ethically. In case you haven't met before, my name is Sarah Turner. I've been a copywriter for over 12 years, which is just crazy. I can't believe I've been doing anything for more than a decade. And I have personally generated over $25 million in course sales. I have helped my clients generate over $37 million in sales as a copywriter, and my business was listed number 25 in education on the Inc. 5000 list. I've been hired as a consultant for Meta. I'm a published author. I've had over 6,000 students in my high ticket program, Write Your Way to Freedom. And now I help people build and scale digital products like online courses through my program, Coursea Collective, which is hands down the best resource for course creators today. So that's just a little bit about me. And that's not to brag. That's just to let you know that I may know a thing or two about what I'm sharing on today, because this is something that I have been studying for over a decade and have implemented across many different industries with my students and my clients. This is so important because I've seen really brilliant people make courses and think that what people are going to buy is the content itself, and that is just not true. In fact, I have been a part of either giving or reviewing over 8,130 sales calls for my online course, and what continued to surprise me is that while I knew this to be true, I actually got to see it play out in these sales calls because almost no one cared about what the curriculum actually was in the program. And that brings me to our first psychological strategy, and that is identity. People want to know who they will become after taking your program. That's because people buy courses for transformations to become a certain kind of person. So it's not really about the skills that they will learn. Again, most people, I would say 99% of people, didn't really care what was in the curriculum. What they wanted to know was what would life look like after they completed the program. So remember, you are selling a transformation, not information. When you're thinking about your marketing materials, because that is how you're going to get people into your program, you need to ask yourself, who are they becoming after the fact? Who will they identify with? What community or tribe will they become part of? Paint that picture for them and focus on that. The next psychological strategy that you have to make sure that you are implementing is emotional safety and trust. People just won't buy from somebody they don't trust. They are constantly scanning your brand for credibility, authority, and know and like and trust factor. They want to make sure that you're relatable to them and that you're safe. So the way you tap into this is by being vulnerable, by being you, by being authentic. People can feel that. Sharing your story, sharing your mistakes, all of that is actually beneficial because it really humanizes you. Not to mention having an incredible amount of social proof, which is why as a course creator, you should be collecting social proof all along the way. Make it a part of your daily business. And then share it. People won't know if you don't share it. Have student success stories, host surveys with incentives, host challenges, get people involved, and really encourage them to share their story. And then make sure that you're showing your face and your voice, especially in today's AI world. People want to connect with real humans. So make sure you're showing up and showing who you are. All right, the next psychological strategy that you need to be sure that you are thinking about is curiosity and open loops. Our brain hates unresolved questions. We are always looking to close any open loops. So you can do this through really excellent storytelling or teasing future insights so that people will keep watching and participating. It'll also help with motivation within your curriculum itself. So this could be as simple as priming people for what they can expect if they stick around. I also like to lay out a journey or a path for any long form educational content. So what that means is I'll start any of my lessons by saying, here's where we're going, here's what you're going to get out of it, here's why it applies to you, now let's begin. And that's the same for any marketing materials as well. So designing things within your marketing funnel and within your curriculum with this in mind will help people keep going. Another way that this could look is within the curriculum itself, not only setting those expectations at the beginning, but at the end of each lesson, getting them to apply it to their direct life and having them complete some activity so that they feel accomplished and they want to keep going. This is really powerful for increasing motivation. And using these are essential to being an effective course creator. These are similar ideas and concepts that you would find in leadership books. These are the things that help people get fired up and actually accomplish the work that they set out to do so that they can experience that transformation. So if you have something that's actually impactful, then this is important. And I think that goes without saying, but I always got to say it because these things are only ethical to use if you're actually bringing about positive change in somebody's life. The next psychological strategy that's super important to include in your marketing materials and in the program itself is a sense of belonging and community. People want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. So make sure that you share your mission with your students and with your prospective students so that they know that they're being a part of something that is a great movement. It'll make them fired up and excited to be a part of it. Again, this is not just a psychological strategy, it is a leadership skill. And when used ethically, you're actually going to be only attracting the kind of people who want to be a part of your mission. And that's what makes the difference between using psychology ethically and unethically. The other great thing is that creating a sense of community increases customer retention. It also increases loyalty and sales. One way you can do this is by giving your audience a name. You've probably seen creators give their followers some sort of name so they feel like they're a part of a crew. You can cultivate this within your community by having group experiences, challenges, live calls, events even, and make sure you're communicating with people the power of your community. This is one of the things that I know I do really well in my programs because my students are meeting up all over the world. They have become best friends. They have been in each other's weddings. They have moved to different states to live and be roommates with one another. They have started businesses together. They have hosted retreats together. And this is because I love community myself. And I know that really good marketing is actually world building and brings together like-minded people under the same mission. Again, it is such a powerful experience to get people in a room and realize, wait, I love these people so much. They are already like dear friends of mine, and we have the same undercurrent of philosophy and values. It's a really exciting thing. So make sure you're cultivating that, not just for your students' experience, but quite frankly for yourself. And I will say that this is one of the harder things to communicate, but it's worth making an effort. I can't tell you the number of people who have said in testimonials about my programs that the community itself was worth the price of the program alone. And again, that's because it's the feel-good part. We are creatures of community and we love to connect. So encourage that, not just within the community itself, but within your marketing materials, because that's one of the most powerful things about being a course creator. Now, the last one is urgency and scarcity. If you have been in the digital marketing space at all, you've heard about urgency and scarcity, but I want to encourage you to use it ethically, meaning when it's actually real. Today's consumer is super marketing savvy, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I appreciate it because they're sick of old school techniques and fear-based marketing, and I am too, quite frankly. So have respect for your students and your prospective students. But it is important to know some psychological truths, one of which being that people fear missing out more than they desire to gain something new. It's because we're creatures of habit. Our brains are designed to put as much on autopilot as possible. So creating a change, going after a transformation is big and scary. And courses are transformations. This is actually why I'm a big fan of a launch model, because you often need a smaller team to make it work. And because there's actual genuine scarcity and urgency baked in, because your course isn't always open. I started out with launches, I moved to evergreen, and now I'm back to launches because quite frankly, I need a much smaller team and I don't have to be doing lead generation constantly, which is exhausting. So don't be afraid to have deadlines and limited spots. Not only will it help you maintain your sanity, but it will also genuinely create urgency and scarcity. So use true deadlines, limited cohorts, and bonuses that actually expire. Remember, the best courses don't just deliver information. They actively help current students with motivation and accountability and tapping into who they want to become in part of this process. They also make them feel safe while pushing them. They spark creativity. They help them with a sense of belonging. They guide them to act, and they actually deliver on their promises. So make no mistake, using psychology, especially in today's world, just means having a basic understanding of our tendencies as human beings so that you can be a more effective leader. It's only manipulation when you're trying to coerce something to either do something that's not in their best interests or if you're misleading them. Just as teachers are taught childhood development and learning theory so that they can be effective teachers, you as a course creator need to understand the psychology of your students so that you can, one, help them achieve their transformation and so that you can understand how to actually motivate the right people to join your program so that they can experience that change they've been looking for. If you would like help scaling, refining, or even starting an online course that is rooted in psychology and high value content that actually gets you the results you've been looking for, come join me inside Coursea Collective, where we'll take your expertise or your experience and passion and turn it into something that will have a positive impact on people's lives. Think of it like a digital mastermind. It literally has everything you could possibly need to succeed, including an AI tool that has been trained on over a decade's worth of experience, battle-tested strategies that I have used. This will shortcut your time by 80% because I know you don't have time to take an online course. You already have something that you are working on in your zone of genius. This is meant to give you an expert marketing and digital product mentor in your back pocket so that you can move forward as quickly and efficiently as possible while maintaining that human touch that makes you special. Not to mention, you'll get weekly calls with me, you'll get access to an incredible community, and we will be limiting this. Once we reach a critical mass, we will be closing it because, quite frankly, I'm at a place in my career where I have designed this program to be exactly what I know course creators need, but also what I enjoy doing. And what I enjoy doing is really having these conversations with people who are figuring out their business so that we can get you to that next level. So if the link below is still working, there's still a few more spots. Go ahead and click on that to learn more. And as always, hit that thumbs up button if you like this. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts, your questions. That's where I get a lot of ideas for my videos. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.